I think that the community that I come from, so I'm in Toronto, Rexdale, Brampton, and we're a newer community. We don't have the same roots that the Sikh Punjabi community has in Surrey. Right. So coming out here and meeting young women, their experience was so similar to Sabrina's in the sense that they were, not were they born here, but their parents were born here.
Look at you. I'll see you in there.
Some people are given grace. Some people get the benefit of the doubt. But not us.
Have you spoken with your father?
I know how hard it is when your family is taken from you.
How do I look?
Like a cop.
Hey everyone, welcome to Darpan Chat Central. A new South Asian-led CBC TV show set in Surrey is hitting your screens. Allegiance focuses on identity and belonging, along with policing and politics. Rookie cop by the name of Sabrina Sohal is grappling with the flawed justice system, basically to exonerate her father. And to tell me all about it, I'm joined by award-winning actress Supinder Wraich, who is playing the lead role of Sabrina Sohal in Allegiance. Let's say hello to her. Hi, Supinder. How are you?
Great, Ish. Thank you for that wonderful intro. That was excellent. That was an excellent recap of the show. Thank you.
So this is incredible. This is created by South Asian Canadians, and it's starring South Asian Canadians. Yeah. It's definitely putting a light on the Surrey community and wants to also kind of take the Surrey South Asian community global. Yeah. How was the filming experience in Surrey for you?
It was really wonderful. And I think that part of it is because, one, we really feature Surrey as a character in the show. And we had a lot of actors from Surrey and the Vancouver area be part of that show in a way that made things feel really authentic.
Right.
And for me, you know, one of the interesting experiences that I had, I think that the community that I come from, so I'm in Toronto, Rexdale, Brampton, and we're a newer community. We don't have the same roots that the Sikh Punjabi community has in Surrey. So coming out here and meeting young women that, you know, their experience was so similar to Sabrina's in the sense that they were, not were they born here, but their parents were born here. And for me, somebody who was immigrated here when I was, 4 years old and still really identified with that new immigrant experience as opposed to the families that have the depth of history that so many Punjabi families have in Surrey. And that was one of the things when Anar created the show that she wanted to look at in terms of, the theme. The show has a lot of themes in it, but one of, what is otherizing somebody? What does racism look like to a community when that community has been here for hundreds of years? And so, shooting in Surrey, surrounded by that history, was really special for us.
What was your reaction to the script?
There's a charge that's placed on Sabrina Sohal's father, Ajit Sohal, very early in the series. And on the face of it, a man that didn't wear a turban, a man that didn't have a beard, a man that doesn't wear his culture proudly would not have been charged with the same charges that he is facing. And so for Sabrina, somebody who's actually not looked at her community in the way that I had, because I felt otherized, because I had to learn English, has sort of taken for granted that she belongs here, that Canada is her country.
Right.
For her to have to then challenge her allegiance to the police force that is amidst in the middle of convicting her father,
right,
to challenge her allegiance to this country that her father has risen in, and then is also charging him, and then also her allegiance to her own family. So I resonated with a lot of the things in the script.
You've done work in Sort of, and Crawford, and ABC's The Good Doctor. So what was specifically about Sabrina that really jumped out at you? Because this is so different from some of the work that you've done before.
One of the things that appealed to me is to lead a show. With Allegiance, I am at the center of my own story. And I get to explore things within Sabrina's character that you just don't have the opportunity, you know, when, you know, you're coming in to play the scientist, or you're coming in with somebody who's, you know, got an illness that the doctor has to treat. And I think it's really wonderful that we as a community also get to see that reflection of us on the screen, not just for Sabrina, I think, but also this family unit. That when we see minority families represented on screen, it's usually within a comedy. Rarely do we have the opportunity to see people of color within a dramatized series, an hour-long series, a series where we take ourselves seriously.
Right.
And so I think that that's a really important distinction to make about the show.
Do you think the huge message with this particular show is diversity and representation and inclusion, but also restorative justice?
Our world just happens to be inhabited by South Asians. And that, I think, it's a big difference. That's kind of where it ends, and it's also just a fun show. The other part of it that I think is lovely that it does do, and the writers are wonderful because they've interwoven the themes that we're currently addressing in society, the issues in our legal system.
Right.
Issues about, you know, how could it look differently?
The premiere is taking place in Canada, the world premiere of Allegiance, and it's taking place on February 7th on CBC, and you can catch the show Wednesday nights. And you can also stream it for free on CBC Gem streaming service, so it's going to be aired on CBC Gem and CBC TV. Well, good luck to you for more amazing work that's yet to come. Thank you for taking the time.
Ish, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.